It's almost time for the holidays. Can you believe it? Man, the year goes by fast and it feels like it's been 10 years. Have I aged that much? I don't know. Kind of, but look, it's the holidays. We're getting ready for the holidays. And so I know that sometimes the holidays can be hard. It can be hard for some of us. We have a lot going on, right? It doesn't have to be hard though. It does not have to be hard. Even as a solopreneur, a freelancer, a creative, does not have to be hard. We don't have to give up time for ourselves and our family for a customer or a business. We do not. There is a way, in my opinion, that you can, I don't want to say do it all, but I'm going to say do it all. Let's talk about it. Good afternoon. It is Gwendolyn G.R. Houston Jack. This is HouJack DMS Live Learning. You are watching this either on LinkedIn, so thank you for being on LinkedIn. Leave a comment. Or you could be on YouTube watching it. And again, thank you for watching. Like, share it, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. All the things. Okay. The holidays. The holiday. I like a good holiday. I do. I also recognize for a number of people across the board, it can be a bit much. So this is one of those topics, again, that will impact everybody. Be you independent, creative, solopreneur, freelancer, or working with somebody. This is for everybody. Because today's topic is about family, boundaries, and business. Now, I don't know how I want to go about this conversation. I'm trying to figure out, do I want to go with the business first and then work my way back to the family? Or do I want to talk about family first and then? Let me go with the business first, because it all depends on how long you will stay here for this message. So I'm going to go with the biggest message first. Your business is not your life. There I go. Do I have my mic? I need to drop it. I don't have my mic. Yes. It doesn't matter if you're working with somebody. It doesn't matter if you're working for yourself. Your business is not you. It is its own entity and should be treated as such. You, and I'm going to say should, forgive me, because you shouldn't go shitting on people. But our society has got this idea that our entire life, our existence, our identity, everything is wrapped up in business. And without the business, then who are you? You are a whole person. That's who you are. As my mother would say, you can die today and they would go find somebody to work your shift. That is true. So no, the business is not your life. It is not. We got to start finding some healthy boundaries for ourselves and for others. But let's start with the business first, because I get it. It pays the bills. It puts food on the table. It gets you nice, shiny things, buys you bottles of champagne. I understand. I get it. I overstand. I get it. However, what does it do if you just work all the time? How does that impact your family? People say, well, I'm doing this to get my kids the latest, greatest, whatever. Yeah, but your child, unbeknownst to you, just wants to be with you. Your dog, your cat, your rabbit, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your significant, whomever, maybe they just want time with you, which has no price. Yeah. Let's take option one, where maybe you are someone working for someone. And these people are saying, well, it's all about the business. You got to be a team player. Da, da, da. Okay, those are lies. Okay, I'm doing that right now. Those are lies. I have never told my team, when I was working in that environment, I never told my team, well, you got to be a team player. I never said that, no. I was clear in saying, if you want to take this holiday, then someone else gets this holiday, but you can't have both. I did say that because what we did as a retail store, somebody wants to take Thanksgiving, then they will take Thanksgiving and Friday and Saturday and all the things. So if that's the case, then you can't come and take Christmas because someone else did all of this so that you can have that time off. That's all we ever asked for, was let's just pick one of the two major holidays so someone can go travel. A lot of folks don't do Christmas, but they'll do Thanksgiving. And they will spend all their time doing the gift exchange and everything over Thanksgiving. They'll get the tree, the whole 9 yards. So they want that holiday. They don't care about Christmas. Okay, great. Then you can take this one and they'll take that one. Never had an issue. Now, were there a few people every blue moon who want to test the waters? Well, why can't I have both? You can do whatever you want to do. But I can tell you this, we only have so much time off for people. So there is that. That's a retail setting. So, and every job, every business has their own rules for this and that. Have I ever told somebody that this person has kids, so can you give up your holiday for them? No, ain't nobody doing that. If Susie Q didn't put her time in, she don't get it. Because everybody knows it comes the same time every year. As a matter of fact, as the person who worked on schedules and things of that nature, I remember telling people, put in for the time off at the beginning of the year. If you want that holiday, put it in because early birds get the worm. Because we can see when you requested the time. So if you wait until December 1st, no, you ain't getting it. That time, like it's locked. It is done. Hello. And there's always somebody, well, I just didn't know. You didn't know that it happens in December on the 25th? You didn't know that? How old are you? Just asking. Just want to make sure that we're clear about what you're saying here. Because it's the same time every freaking year. Same time. It's not your life. Why do I say that? So as a person who worked with somebody, figure out what you want. Stick to it. You don't owe anybody anything. You are selling your service for a paycheck, right? You're doing XYZ job, they give you a paycheck, we're good. There is no be a team player, all that kind of stuff. If that's what you're hearing, I'm going to say plan for an exit as soon as possible, but hey, if it's costing you mental harm, plan for an exit as soon as possible without the plan, because it's never worth that. It's never worth mental anguish. I don't care what anybody says. And people will tell you, people in HR will definitely tell you that you should let them term you so you get unemployment. Your mental health, your sanity is never worth a freaking check. It just isn't. But that's my own personal opinion about that. If it's gotten so bad that you don't want to get out of bed and that it's causing you literally mental harm, emotional harm that's now, if you can feel it because it's not physically making you ill, no. Walk away. It's never worth that. Never. As I say in those moments, the good Lord will provide trust. Trust and believe that. So don't. Now, on the other side, when you are now a solopreneur, freelancer, you're doing your own thing, you still have to plan for stuff. You still have to say, okay, am I shutting the business down? Am I taking this day off? Am I not? Am I doing anything special? Am I taking a job? Have I ever considered taking a job for Thanksgiving? Yes, I have. But if I have to work Thanksgiving or the day after, you are paying prime time because I can be somewhere. Yeah, that's real. That is real there. Plan accordingly. What we do even as solopreneurs, freelancers, creatives, we overwork. Because now, when you were in the office, there were people who did all the work. You had one little part to do. And even with that one little part, you may have had a lot, but there was still this one little part to do. Over here, it's all or nothing. When people say, I'm going to talk to management. Just look in the mirror. Okay, well, management. Yeah. It's all or nothing over here. If you don't do it, it's not getting done. And we tend to overwork. just 5 more minutes, just 2 more minutes, just 30 more minutes. I mean, I have seen myself, when I actually time myself, man, the 5-minute edit is not 5 minutes. It's never, none of this is ever 5 minutes. It is going to be anything from 30 minutes to 2 hours, hands down. I have to use, again, my 30-minute hourglass. I like how the hourglass was only 30 minutes. But my 30-minute hourglass to say, it's been 30 minutes. Get up from this desk and go do something else. Because you'll just sit there and sit there. Have I ever pulled an all-nighter? Yeah. I actually have it written into my schedule that once a month, I have a day that I can take to do a little extra work so I can create a little cushion for myself. But even for us, we have to say, okay, I need to just go ahead and put this aside. Now, why do I bring it up? So let's talk about the customers. Because when we go from a place of, I have my own business, I need to be here to serve my customers, we don't always know where that line is. Sometimes we let the line go too far. This is where those boundaries come in. You have to have business hours. Now, I know I said have to. I'm using a lot of what you should and could and whatnot. Sometimes this is really good advice, because when you don't set boundaries for yourself, then you don't have them from others. And so you're going to have the customer who wants to call you at 10:30 at night on a Sunday and then text you back to back at 11 o'clock like, are you available? No. Even if I was, those are not my business hours. My business hours are. Yeah. We got to put some things on paper and put our foot on base for a couple of things. Got to create the boundaries. I know it's the holidays. I know. And depending on what you offer, maybe you're offering desserts, you're offering cakes, you're offering handmade goods, whatever it is. You're going to have a customer who comes in last minute. Well, can you just squeeze me in? I cannot just squeeze you in. Now, you got to decide if you're going to do it or not. Like I said, I have considered more than once taking a job the day after Thanksgiving, because not Thanksgiving. I will do my own. But I will do the day after. Okay, let me not lie. I did take the Thanksgiving. She didn't want to pay that price because it's a holiday. And if I give up my holiday, I'm going to get paid. So she didn't want to do that. So it went to, the day after. Okay, we can do the day after. It's slightly cheaper, but we can do the day after. But if you're not going to follow through on what needs to happen for me to do that, then I am not going to do it. So you have to decide, are you going to push it? And then you also have to ask yourself, and this is where I'm going with this. When we say, okay, I'm going to do it, and you give them a little bit of an inch on that boundary of, this is your hard deadline. If you do not pay for your session by this hour, it's gone. There is no session. Mine is, I need the payment 3 days in advance. It used to be 5. I'm getting a little bit of generosity here, but 3 days. If you can't get it 3 days, then you don't have a session. End of story. So she's like, hey, I just need, if I could just get it to you by this time. I was like, all right, I need it by 12 o'clock because I am traveling. It's Thanksgiving. I'm traveling Wednesday. So Wednesday, 12 o'clock p.m., I need to know if I need to be here or not. But if it's not paid for, I'm not. It's off the books. That money did not come, by the way. And here I am at my parents' house in the midst of a family photo session, getting all the kids and grandkids, we're getting all together. And my phone is like buzzing up the wazoo. I am true to my word. When I said it wasn't in by 12 o'clock, I meant that. I immediately canceled it. Could I have kept the deposit? And actually it's a retainer because my contract says retainer. I could have, I was like, you know what? I don't want to deal with this. So I gave it back to her. Gave it back to her. As we're on our way to visit another family member, I'm getting well, I don't see a refund. I don't see, it's like, first of all, it's a holiday, it's Thursday. So even though I canceled it on Wednesday afternoon and emailed you, I'm not the bank. The bank gonna do what the bank does. And they will get you your money when they get you your money. We have to say, where are we going to put down the foot when giving during the holidays with customers? Because sometimes we give too much. We're like, yeah, I can make it work. Yeah, I'll take this one last thing. Yeah, I can. Ask yourself, do you really need to do that? Do you? Now, if you're on the other side, depending on what you're serving there, if you cannot meet a customer's expectation, I just say no. So there's that. That's for both sides. Just say no if you can't meet it. If you don't have the physical capacity, the emotional capacity, the mental capacity to get a job or project done, just say no, because it doesn't work out in the end. Does not work out in the end. So let's talk about you while we're here. Because we're talking about expectations and boundaries. We need to give ourselves the same. We gotta tell ourselves no sometimes. Sometimes we have to say, you know what, it's not working this year. I wanted to do this, it's not gonna happen, and I'm gonna walk away from it. I'm gonna put it on for next year. We have sometimes these really unrealistic expectations for ourselves, and we create chaos because we're creating chaos. So I'm gonna couple the time with us with family. Actually, it could go here to here, same regardless, but family and us. We want to be there for everybody. We forget about ourselves. Now, let's just say that you're the person who's going to host the family dinner. And that family dinner tends to come with a lot of people who literally ride your last raw nerve. Should you do it? It's okay to say no. We had this chat, I think about a year or so ago. No for November. Say no. You don't have to do everything for everybody. You gotta put your foot down. Okay, so photographer here. And there's always the idea of, well, did you bring your camera? I did not, because I'm not working. Now, I have my phone. I may have my point and shoot camera, right? To go click, 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 which takes amazing raw photos too, by the way. But I'm not bringing that because this is me enjoying my time. Maybe the person who bakes, you do pies or cakes or something. Say, oh, are you bringing this to the, we tend to have this, again, this invisible boundary where people are like, well, since this is your job and since you do this, surely you'll supply this. No, that's not a surely. I don't have to supply that. I don't have to bring my work into this unless you want to. And if you want to, then that person can be picky. Well, I didn't want that one. Because I've seen people who ask for something, well, whatever you want to bring. And then all of a sudden, when you don't bring the top notch, whatever, it's like, you only brought like a single layer cake. You couldn't bring like one of the, sorry, did you pay for something? It can be hard. It doesn't have to be. So here is my tips here. I want to share some tips on this to get us together to prep for the holidays. All right. So number one, plan your expectations. What do you want to go down for the holiday season? What matters to you most? Gwendolyn is about Gwendolyn time and family time. So it's me and the hubs and then me and the family. That's where that time goes. But there are expectations for it. At this point, my family knows Gwendolyn is not traveling with her camera because she's not working. Even the camera I use for content creation is a 50-50 if I bring that. It's just I don't want to. Now, if I am doing my own thing, then yes, I did say that one particular Thanksgiving, I am bringing the camera, everybody show up, we're doing photos. And then I shared the photos. But that was planned. That was my suggestion, not, are you going to bring? No. So what matters to you? What do you want to go down? What are your expectations for the holiday? That's number one. Number two, what are your expectations for your family? Now, I say that as in, are there some people who you should not be around? Are there people that you need to go ahead and say, I'm going to go ahead and pass on this? Know where your strength and your weaknesses are. It's okay to say no. If you're not about the family meal, then don't go to the family meal. It's okay. You don't have to do it. There are no expectations for that. We have to get out of the deal of, well, I'm going to feel bad. Stop feeling bad for putting yourself first, for not putting yourself in situations and places and spaces that don't serve you. Stop feeling bad. I don't feel bad at all. And I'm clear about it. There are some family members I have not talked to. I'm okay with that. I love them dearly from a distance. Fine. I don't feel anything about it. Not one thing. Your mental health, your emotional health, and sometimes when you're really stressed, you start feeling it physically, it ain't worth that. It's not. So there you go. Your customers, what are you going to do there? Ask yourself, what is that deep deadline? What is the cutoff date? And stick to it. If you know you have a couple of clients who always show up at last minute, go ahead and reach out to them. Say, hey, Sally, I know you like to do stuff last minute, but this year is different. Here is the deal. If Sally cannot get on board, then Sally don't get on board. Okay? She wanted this charcuterie board for her party. It ain't happening, Cap, because she didn't get her stuff in on time. That's what that is. If you keep moving the line for people, they're never going to get it. And they're never going to respect your boundaries. You must also respect your boundaries. And lastly, the business. Be it your own or working for somebody else. Again, expectations. If you have to put in for a holiday or whatever, go ahead and put it in. Even for you, if you know that you're not going to work on a holiday because you own the business, put that I am not working, that out of office message, go ahead and put it up. In fact, you can start communicating it. If you have a Google business page, if you have a social media page, if you have a newsletter, you can go ahead and tell your customers, hey, we're not going to be open from here to here. So plan accordingly. Put in your orders for that sweet potato pie, that apple pie, that so-and-so cake. Put it in now. If you want the photo session, put it in now because we're not going to be open. But communicate it ahead of time. Stick to your boundaries. If you don't respect them, they won't either. That's the deal. But the holidays don't have to be hard. You can have your eggnog with a little Old Smoky in it. Man, a little Old Smoky in the moonshine, in your eggnog. And you can have the best holiday ever. But we can plan for that. We can plan for it accordingly. So with that, let's talk about some upcoming events. Okay, so we know we have our work and chill every Thursday, 1 to 4. Keep in mind, I'm going to be on my own vacation. I'm taking some time off myself. Obviously, Thanksgiving, we're not going to be there because, hello, Thanksgiving. But we will have the doors open in December. You may want to roll through. I might roll through, but we understand that, hey, it's that time of the year. But if you want to come through and just talk about some stuff, come through and just talk about some stuff. But the room is always open. So check out the link. It is in the Luma calendar. And speaking of the Luma calendar, if you are not following it to get the latest grades of what's going down, then please do so. We got a slew of classes. We're planning for 2026 already. We're going to bring back the YouTube community workshop. That was great the first time around. We're going to bring it back again. So sign up for that. Go ahead and get in. And then lastly, if you're not on the Intentional Creator newsletter list, get on that as well. It's once a month. We talk about all the things. Self-care, selling, keeping yourself sane is all in there. Once a month, you want to keep your inbox organized. So the intentional creator. Sign up for that. And with that, I say this, we can do this, people. We can get through this together. You don't have to do it by yourself. It's about having a community. We can do it. We can do it. So I'm going to see you all in the next one in 2 weeks.